In June of 1816, snow fell across parts of New England. It settled on newly planted fields. It whitened hills that should have been green. Farmers watched in silence as the season slipped backward into winter. The sun appeared dim, as though seen through smoke. Frost followed in July, then again in August. Crops failed quietly, one field at a time. Across much of the Northern Hemisphere, summer never truly arrived. The previous year, far away on an island in present-day Indonesia, a mountain had exploded with extraordinary force. The volcano known as Tambora erupted in April of 1815, ejecting ash, dust, and gas high into the atmosphere. The explosion was heard hundreds of miles away. Entire villages vanished beneath falling debris. At the time, the global consequences were not understood. The ash cloud rose so high that it spread across the planet, forming a thin veil that filtered sunlight. Temperatures dropped, weather patterns shifted. By the following year, the effects had reached Europe and North America. In the northeastern United States, spring arrived late and weak. Farmers planted as usual, trusting the calendar more than the sky. Then came the cold. On June 6th, frost destroyed tender shoots in Massachusetts. Lakes formed thin skins of ice overnight. Birds fell silent. Livestock struggled to find grazing. Some farmers replanted, hoping the cold had passed. It had not. Snow fell again before the end of the month. In Vermont, drifts formed deep enough to cover fences. Crops blackened and collapsed. Families gathered what little remained and waited. July brought no relief. Frost returned repeatedly, burning fields as effectively as fire. Corn failed almost entirely in some areas. Wheat yields dropped to a fraction of normal. Food prices rose sharply. In towns and villages, anxiety spread without spectacle. There were no riots at first, only quiet calculations. How much grain remained, how long supplies might last, whether to leave. Many chose to move westward, abandoning farms that could no longer sustain them. Across the Atlantic, Europe endured similar hardship. Persistent rain and cold damaged harvests in Britain and Ireland. In parts of Switzerland, snow fell in midsummer. Famine followed. In some regions, desperate populations turned to substitutes: wild plants, bark, anything that could be made edible. Disease spread among weakened communities. Rivers flooded unpredictably. Skies remained gray for weeks at a time, the sun a pale disk barely visible through haze. Contemporary accounts often describe a strange quality of light, muted, colorless, as though the world had been dimmed. The cause remained unknown to most people living through it. Few connected the distant eruption with the immediate suffering. News traveled slowly, and the scale of the atmospheric changes was beyond common understanding. For those experiencing it, the failure of summer felt inexplicable. Some interpreted it as divine judgment, others simply endured. In Geneva, a group of travelers found themselves confined indoors by relentless storms along Lake Geneva. Among them were writers and thinkers who passed the time telling stories while rain battered the windows and lightning crossed the darkened sky. Elsewhere, ordinary people watched their stored food diminish day by day. By autumn, the extent of the disaster was clear. Harvests were among the worst in memory. Livestock had been slaughtered early due to lack of feed, reducing herds for years afterward. Communities entered winter already depleted. Relief came slowly. By 1817, temperatures began to normalize. Skies cleared. Crops grew again. But the consequences lingered. Population shifts altered settlement patterns in North America. Economic strain reshaped communities across Europe. Memories of the cold summer persisted in letters, diaries, and local histories. What made the event unsettling was not violence, but its subtlety. No single storm caused the devastation. No earthquake shattered cities. Instead, the world cooled by degrees. Sunlight weakened. Rain persisted. Seeds failed to become food. It was a catastrophe measured not in moments, but in seasons. Today, the eruption of Tambora is recognized as one of the most powerful in recorded history. Yet at the time, its global reach unfolded invisibly, carried by winds far above human awareness. The people who endured 1816 did not see ash falling from the sky. They saw only a summer that behaved like autumn, a growing season that never warmed, a horizon that remained pale and distant. Nature did not appear enraged, only altered. In rural communities, conversations often returned to the same question: when would warmth return? No one could answer. And so life narrowed to immediate concerns: food, shelter, survival, while the sky remained stubbornly unchanged. Even after normal weather resumed, stories lingered. Elders recalled the year frost came in June. The year snow fell on green fields. The year the sun lost its strength. Such memories carried a quiet warning that stability was not guaranteed, that even the rhythm of seasons could falter. The earth had not grown colder forever, but for 1 year it had forgotten how to be summer.